Hello guys, welcome back to our anime moment. Guys, please like the video and subscribe to my channel. Today is explanation of Renegade Immortal episode number 552 based on novel. So let's start. Inside the ancient tomb, Wang Lin was rapidly falling through the fog. The wind howled in his ears as he moved down. His divine sense was spread out, carefully observing his surroundings. There were many strange things inside the fog. Wang Lin understood this. He had seen most of the fierce beasts here as well. He changed his speed to avoid the nearby beasts and headed toward the second-to-last layer here. The second-to-last layer was where Wang Lin had felt the terrifying aura. However, the more he thought about it now, the more he believed that aura was the seven-colored celestial sovereign's most powerful ace. The Yi Sai puppet. After Wang Lin entered the core of the cave, he would sacrifice them based on the method the seven-colored celestial sovereign left behind. After each sacrifice, he would feel his connection with it strengthen. He had killed a lot of people at this point, and thanks to that mysterious connection, Wang Lin was 80% certain that the terrifying aura belonged to Yi Sai. The purpose of the ancient tomb is likely to nourish the puppet. After the seven-colored celestial sovereign killed Yi Mo, he used him to complete this puppet. Wang Lin's eyes shined. With the help of memories from the third soul, Wang Lin had guessed most of it. As he moved forward, the fog gradually became thin. He was moving toward the entrance to the next layer. As he got closer, the fog became so thin, it could no longer block his vision, and black earth appeared below him. This earth was endless and was covered in black, algae-like vegetation. As the plants swayed, they released strands of black gas. This was a strange scene. There was no sun here, but there was ghostly light coming from the black algae. Wang Lin could clearly see everything around him due to this light. This place was completely silent. Even after Wang Lin arrived, the black algae continued to sway and release black gas without any change. His gaze swept past the vegetation on the ground, and he was wary. He was far too aware of the dangers of the ancient tomb. His divine sense was spread out as he carefully flew forward. In his memory, the map from back then showed the entrance was not far ahead. Half an incense stick of time later, as Wang Lin moved forward, the scenery before him changed. More than 100,000 feet away, there was an open area of 10,000 feet with no vegetation. There was an ancient transfer array built at the center. This formation had existed for an unknown amount of time and was still operational. However, it was silent, and flashes of ghostly light came from it, giving off a sense of power. After seeing this transfer array, Wang Lin's eyes narrowed. Just as he closed in, a heaven-shattering roar came from the transfer array. This roar contained a terrifying aura that made Wang Lin's heart tremble, so he stopped. The moment the roar echoed, the algae in the area began to sway more violently. Large amounts of black gas were forced out and flew into the air. The earth began to tremble and move like waves. The sound disappeared slowly after a long time. Wang Lin's face was pale as he stood outside the formation and pondered for a long time. Then he looked up with determination in his eyes. If my deduction is correct, this shouldn't be too dangerous. On the contrary, it might be a great fortune for me. Yi Sai puppet, Wang Lin no longer hesitated and walked into the ancient transfer array. The moment he entered the formation, it activated. Ghostly light scattered in all directions and spread out to cover tens of thousands of kilometers. The third concubine was rapidly moving in the fog. She didn't know the exact location but had a sense of where it was. However, she suddenly stopped when she saw the ghostly light that pierced through the fog. Her eyes lit up and she immediately carefully moved toward the source of the ghostly light. After one incense stick of time, she saw the ancient transfer array on the ground. The third concubine hesitated outside the formation for a long time before she clenched her teeth and walked into the formation. In the second-to-last layer of the ancient tomb, the fog wasn't as dense as it was in the upper layers. Wang Lin was carefully moving through here. Although there was light, it was red and looked like fresh blood. Occasionally, roars would come from the surrounding fog and pairs of red eyes would stare at Wang Lin. However, with Wang Lin's ancient Dao aura, they didn't dare to approach. After all, the current Wang Lin was not the same as before. As long as he was cautious, there was no immediate danger. As he quickly moved forward, the fog around him moved quickly and a roar that sounded like it came from next to his ears echoed. This roar shook the entire world, and it felt like this layer was going to collapse. Wang Lin suddenly stopped. It was as if a powerful force had hit him along with the roar. It pushed him back 1,000 feet before the roar dissipated. Wang Lin's face was pale and his eyes shined brightly. That roar had shaken his mind, and he was almost injured. What a powerful aura! If that thing is really the Yi Sai puppet and I can use it, Wang Lin moved forward once more. Wang Lin gradually got closer to the source of the roar until he saw a mountain. This mountain wasn't tall, but it was covered by red fog. When Wang Lin got close and saw it, the red fog around the mountain began to move. It formed a giant head. This head had no hair and was bald. It was blurry, making it impossible to see its appearance. However, its mouth was open, letting out that shocking roar. The moment the roar appeared, Wang Lin's hands formed a seal and waved. His essence appeared before him and his ancient Tao power filled his body to resist the power of this roar. At this moment, he was hundreds of thousands of feet away, but even at this distance, the roar hit him with a powerful force. Popping sounds echoed as Wang Lin's essences were knocked back into his body. Wang Lin's face was pale and he was pushed back 10,000 feet before the roar dissipated. Blood flowed down from the corner of his mouth. The head formed by the red fog seemed to melt before returning to the mountain. It is Yi Sai? Wang Lin stared at the misty peak. Through the connection in his heart, he was very certain. Unfortunately, even though I have killed a lot of people as sacrifices, it is not enough. If I want to control this thing, I need to kill one more powerful cultivator. Wang Lin frowned as he looked at the mountain before him. Just as he was pondering, he looked into the distance. It's her. Wang Lin's body flickered and disappeared as he hid himself. Shortly after, a golden light flashed and a giant, golden door floated over. Behind the door sat the third concubine. Her face was pale and blood was flowing out from the corner of her mouth. She looked at the mountain before her with fear in her eyes. She didn't expect this layer of the ancient tomb to have something this terrifying. She clenched her teeth. Taking the moment when the mountain didn't let out another roar, she sent out a message. Wang Lin, I know you're here. I have no malice. I believe my power and spells can be of help to you. Please appear. The surroundings were completely silent. Only the churning of the fog in the distance gave off a muffled rumble. The third concubine's voice echoed. After seeing no reaction, her expression dimmed and she shook her head. The golden door slowly retreated and she was ready to move to another location to search for Wang Lin. However, just at this moment, the fog on the mountain began to rumble and that faint shadow appeared to let out a roar. Under the roar, the world changed colors and layers of invisible ripples echoed across the air. The earth trembled and the sky distorted. The expression of the third concubine changed. She bit the tip of her tongue and spat blood onto the golden door. The door shined brightly to resist the roar, but it quickly collapsed. The third concubine's face turned pale and she immediately retreated, then her hands formed a seal. There was a flash of golden light and 4 more golden doors appeared. Thunderous rumbles echoed and the 4 golden doors shattered one by one. The third concubine had borrowed this time to retreat more than 10,000 feet. She was about to use another spell to resist the residual shockwave when a cold voice chode. Why are you looking for me? As the voice echoed, Wang Lin appeared before the woman. He waved his right hand behind him to block the shockwave. Wang Lin's body was strong enough to resist this level of shockwave. Wang Lin. The third concubine was startled and joy appeared in her eyes, but she soon hid it. You once helped me inside the ancient tomb. This time, I want to help you. No need, it is dangerous here. Don't stay here. Wang Lin coldly stared at the third concubine and turned to leave to find the soul of a powerful cultivator to sacrifice. I can help you. The third concubine bit her lip and raised her right hand. There was a string of golden beads on her wrist. The golden beads gave off a gentle glow. My teacher gifted me this. It can turn into 7 golden doors. If you want to enter this mountain, this item can help you. Wang Lin stopped and looked at the third concubine. When he met her gaze, Wang Lin saw seriousness and persistence in her eyes. This was the feeling Wang Lin had. Wang Lin's cold expression relaxed a bit. With Wang Lin's wisdom, he could see that she really wanted to help him. He recalled when they met in the ancient tomb. After silently pondering for a bit, Wang Lin's gaze fell on the woman's wrist. Wang Lin withdrew his gaze and slowly said, "What is your request?" The third concubine whispered, "There is no request. You've helped me, so I'll help you once." Hearing her words, Wang Lin's expression became a bit strange. After pondering for a bit, Wang Lin spoke softly. "It was a simple matter back then, you don't need to take it to heart. You helped me, so I'll help you." The third concubine raised her head and looked at Wang Lin. Her beautiful face had a unique charm at this moment. "However, right now I don't plan on entering the mountain." Wang Lin revealed a rare smile. The third concubine was startled and didn't know what to say. "What is your real name?" Wang Lin looked at the sky in the distance. There was a flash of coldness in his eyes. The third concubine hesitated for a bit and then softly said, "Tang Shan. Activate your 7 golden doors and step back a bit." Wang Lin's voice suddenly became cold as he looked into the distance. Tang Shan's eyes narrowed. Her cultivation level was not low, so she immediately noticed the abnormality. She listened to Wang Lin without hesitation and golden light shined around her. 7 golden doors appeared around her. A ray of light was charging toward this place from the distance. This ray of light contained a giant, stone platform. This platform shined and a young man wearing blue was standing on top of it. Wang Lin's gaze instantly met with the young man's. After their gazes met, thunderous rumbles echoed in their minds. It was as if they had attacked each other with a spell when their gazes met. Wang Lin's body didn't move at all and he let out a cold snort. The young man's body staggered a bit and he took half a step back. He looked at Wang Lin with powerful battle intent. "Wang Lin, I have finally caught up to you. I'm Unifang from planet 5 Elements. Our last battle was rushed and not satisfying enough. Today, do you dare to fight me head-on without any schemes or the Li Guangbo?" The light disappeared from the stone platform. The young man in blue looked at Wang Lin. "If you can beat me, I'll listen to all your orders while we are in the core of the cave world." Unifang stepped forward off the platform and faced Wang Lin. In his eyes, the third concubine, Tang Shan, didn't exist. Wang Lin was the only one in his eyes. Staring at Unifang, the coldness in Wang Lin's eyes became even stronger. He was missing the soul of a powerful cultivator, and this person had come by himself. This would save Wang Lin some time, but this person's cultivation level wasn't that high. Wang Lin felt that just his soul wasn't enough. Back then, on planet 5 Elements, he had matched Wang Lin's strength, but Wang Lin had just broken through the formation and was injured. Also, Wang Lin's heaven-ripping spell wasn't complete back then. Now Wang Lin was at the peak of his cultivation, and his heaven-ripping spell was heaven-shattering. Wang Lin didn't consider Unifang a threat. However, if this person followed through with his promise after losing, then Wang Lin would be moved. Wang Lin slowly said, "Your words are meaningless." Unifang's eyes lit up and his right hand hit his forehead. A drop of oath of blood flew toward Wang Lin. Wang Lin accepted the blood and carefully looked at it. Unifang's eyes became cold and he raised his right hand. A giant blade appeared and he sliced at Wang Lin as he stepped forward. Thunderous rumbles echoed. This blade seemed to split the heavens and formed a ray of blade energy. The power of the world seemed to gather on it as it closed in on Wang Lin. The moment the blade descended, Wang Lin stepped forward with a cold snort. His right hand formed a fist and his ancient Dao power gathered as he threw a punch at Unifang. The world changed colors with this punch, and the entire world became distorted as if it was going to collapse. The ancient Dao shadow appeared and punched the blade. In an instant, the blade and punch connected. The blade collapsed into countless pieces. Wang Lin's punch also dissipated. Unifang's body was pushed back 1,000 feet, and he raised his right hand with a laugh. He waved his right hand and black light appeared before him, forming black fog. He reached into the fog and took out a blade. He sliced at Wang Lin and then reached into the fog once more. In an instant, 7 blades were taken out of the fog and sliced at Wang Lin. The 7 slices connected together to form a monstrous blade energy that flew toward Wang Lin. 8 blades cut the soul. Unifang roared, and 7 overlapping shadows appeared. It was as if 7 copies of him had appeared, all holding the blade. The 7 of them attacked at the same time. These 7 blades connected together, and the vague signs of an 8th blade appeared. 2 blades for the handle, 4 blades for the body, and 1 blade for the tip. The world became distorted and dim. It was as if Unifang's most powerful spell was the only thing left in this world. As the 8 blades closed in, Wang Lin's expression didn't change at all. He raised his hands and ripped the sky. A giant pair of hands appeared before Wang Lin. This pair of hands was rough and covered in countless scars. It was Yimo's arms. As Wang Lin moved, these 2 arms grabbed the void and mercilessly tore the sky. Thunderous rumbles echoed and a giant rift was ripped open. This rift connected the earth and the sky. From afar, it looked as if the world before Wang Lin had collapsed. The rift contained an ancient aura and destructive force that could destroy the world. Rumbles echoed as the 8 blades collided with the rift. The blades collapsed along with Unifang's body. Shortly after, the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th bodies collapsed with the blade. You want to fight head-on, I won't even use the stop spell. You want a head-on fight, I'll give you a head-on fight. Wang Lin's voice was cold and echoed across the world. The moment Wang Lin's words echoed, his hands ripped at the sky once more and tore open the connection of the world before him. Thunderous rumble echoed as Unifang's 5th, 6th, and 7th bodies all shattered. A muffled groan echoed as smoke came from the 7 collapsed bodies and reformed into Unifang's original body in the distance. He coughed out blood and his face was deathly pale. He retreated a few steps and looked at Wang Lin with fear in his eyes. This fear was no less intense than when he saw the Li Guang bow being drawn. Is this battle head-on? As Unifang retreated, the rift before Wang Lin slowly dissipated. Wang Lin stood there with his white hair fluttering. He held the oath of blood Unifang had sent out. Unifang silently pondered. He felt bitterness in his heart as he nodded. The moment he nodded, the oath of blood in Wang Lin's hand gave off a dazzling, red light. It slowly dissipated into Wang Lin's palm and became an oath. Unifang was a gentleman, so he didn't play any tricks with the oath of blood. Since he had lost, he had lost. He didn't know that this had saved his life. If he had tried anything, Wang Lin would have killed without hesitation, even if killing him would have wasted some time. However, at this moment, Wang Lin had a better choice. He looked into the distance and felt 3 familiar auras closing in. They came just on time. Perhaps I can borrow his power to probe that person. Just as this battle ended, the fog around the mountain began to move and formed that bold head. A thunderous roar echoed. Wang Lin's body was surrounded by his ancient Dao aura and he retreated more than 1,000 feet to resist it. Tang Shan had witnessed the battle before and quickly retreated with Wang Lin. As the thunderous rumbles echoed, the sky in the distance distorted. A blurry figure arrived. Unifang, kill this person. There was a flash of coldness in Wang Lin's eyes. His right hand reached out and there was a flash of blood light. The blood sword appeared and flew toward the blurry figure. A sun appeared before the blurry figure and gave off endless sunlight that collided with the blood sword. A thunderous rumble echoed as the blurry figure was forced to retreat, revealing the sovereign. The moment he appeared, Unifang clenched teeth and swallowed a few pills. He charged out and used the 8 blades cut the soul. 8 illusory blades appeared and connected together as they flew toward the sovereign. There was also Tang Shan. She didn't hesitate to form a seal as she waved her hand. 7 golden doors appeared before Unifang and 7 more also appeared before Wang Lin. Protection spell. Wang Lin's eyes narrowed. Most spells were forced on attack, and even protection spells could only be used on oneself. Those that could be used on others were extremely rare. This was the first time Wang Lin had seen one that could be used on someone else. The Heavenly Door sect that Tang Shan belonged to was only a small sect and not one of the 13 major sects, but it was still famous. The reason was that most of their spells were protection spells that could be used to protect others. Various spells closed in as the sovereign walked out. The sovereign was extremely cautious. Although he didn't know much about the ancient tomb, when he had the seven-colored Daoist save Miao Yin and company, he had learned some of the secrets here. That was why he could arrive here so quickly. He had witnessed the fierce battle in the second flower and had seen Wang Lin use the bow 3 times. With his understanding of Wang Lin, and his own analysis, he was certain Wang Lin no longer had the power to draw the bow again. Otherwise, with his understanding of Wang Lin wouldn't have let the seven-colored Daoist go and then let old Ghost Shan chase after the seven-colored Daoist. In his mind, without absolute certainty, Wang Lin wouldn't set up a plan to use the lion to devour the tiger. From his point of view, he couldn't guess Wang Lin's limits. Because he had come to this conclusion, the sovereign thought that this was a great opportunity since he had confirmed that Wang Lin was seriously injured. This was the best time for him to kill Wang Lin to get his revenge and take the third soul. That's why he had moved at full speed to chase Wang Lin into the fourth flower while old Ghost Shan was chasing down the seven-colored Daoist. He had used his understanding of the ancient tomb that he had learned from Miao Yin and company to rush toward the second-to-last floor before everyone else. He expected that aside from Wang Lin, the third concubine would arrive before him. He hadn't expected Unifang to be faster than him. Clearly, Unifang had his own methods and luck. At this moment, the moment he appeared, he faced a spell that collided with his Law of Origin spell. The power of the attack was deflected and the sovereign retreated 3 steps. When he looked around, his expression became gloomy. Unifang stepped forward and the 8 blades sliced down toward the sovereign. Since he had lost to Wang Lin, he would not go back on his word. While they were in the core of the cave world, he would listen to Wang Lin's orders. At this moment, the 7 golden doors surrounded his body and a warm feeling nourished him. Even his injuries recovered a bit, and the 7 doors acted as a protective layer. It helped to offset the impact and allowed him to move even faster. Tang Shan moved after forming the 7 golden doors for Wang Lin and Unifang. Her right hand formed a seal and 9 golden flying swords appeared. They formed a sword formation and flew toward the sovereign. The 2 of them attacked the sovereign at the same time. The 8 blades cut the soul combined with Unifang's cultivation had shocking power. The sovereign waved his sleeve and 7-colored light flew toward Unifang. Thunderous rumbles echoed. Unifang had been injured by Wang Lin, and the 7 golden doors collapsed. He coughed out blood and clenched his teeth as he sliced down with a roar. 7 of the blades shattered when they collided with the 7-colored light, but the 8th blade was about to penetrate the 7-colored light and land on the sovereign. The sovereign's body trembled and thunderous rumbles echoed as he retreated 3 steps. He suddenly looked up at Tang Shan's 9 golden flying swords filled with strong celestial bloodline closing in. They were very fast. The moment the sovereign retreated, they closed in. The sovereign raised his hand and his thumb and index finger formed a circle. He faced Tang Shan. Golden light came from the circles formed by his hand. The light seemed to form countless swords that flew forward. They collided with Tang Shan's 9 swords, and the 9 swords shattered. The fragments were pushed back and endless rays of light closed in on Tang Shan. The golden beads on Tang Shan's wrist shined and 7 golden doors appeared to resist the 7-colored light. Thunderous rumbles echoed as blood flowed out from the corner of Tang Shan's mouth, and she quickly retreated. Even someone injured dares to sneak attack me. The sovereign stepped forward, but at this moment, Wang Lin's hand grabbed the void. He used the heaven-ripping spell and the rift that connected the sky and earth appeared once more. It charged at the sovereign. All of this happened in an instant. The moment the sovereign attacked to counter Tang Shan and Unifang's attacks, the rift closed in. The sovereign could ignore the injured Unifang and the 3rd concubine, but he couldn't ignore Wang Lin's spell. The power of the heaven-ripping spell was terrifying. The sovereign's pupils shrank and the circles formed by his hands faced Wang Lin. His power of going through several arcane turbulence suddenly erupted. 3 Destructive Sovereign Tao. First Spirit Destruction Tao. The golden circle before the sovereign shined and collided with the heaven-ripping spell. Second Ghost Destruction Tao. The sovereign's robe expanded and a sun appeared before him. The law of origin spread out from his body, making him look like a celestial god. Third God Destruction Tao. The sovereign bit the tip of his tongue and spat out blood. It became a giant, golden print that smashed toward the rift Wang Lin had created. Thunderous rumbles echoed when the endless golden light from the circles before him touched the rift. The circles suddenly collapsed and then the sun behind him flew toward the rift. At the same time, the golden print closed in. Thunderous rumbles echoed and Wang Lin's heaven-ripping spell shattered. However, the sun also dissipated before the heaven-ripping spell. Only the golden print broke through everything and smashed toward Wang Lin. Without the Li Guangbo, I want to see how you resist me. The sovereign's breathing was rough as he charged at Wang Lin. On the ground not far away from Wang Lin, Xian Luo calmly watched everything. Along the way, he had witnessed Wang Lin's methods, cunning, persistence, and decisiveness. He now admired Wang Lin greatly. At this moment, he was eager to know how Wang Lin would resist this arcane turbulent cultivator's spell. Will he take Lian Daozhen's brother out to use the immortal celestial body again? Xian Luo was very interested, but a moment later his eyes narrowed. He saw that there was no panic in Wang Lin's eyes. When the golden print broke through the void, Wang Lin retreated 3 steps. The first step put Wang Lin 1,000 feet from Xian Luo. After the second step, he was less than 300 feet from Xian Luo. With the third step, Wang Lin appeared beside Xian Luo. He wasn't before Xian Luo but behind Xian Luo. After 3 steps, Wang Lin sat down. If he could see Xian Luo, then this scene would look very strange. Xian Luo turned around to look at Wang Lin. At the same time, after Wang Lin sat down, he looked at the void before him. Their gazes seemed to meet. Xian Luo looked at Wang Lin for a while until the golden light shined in the sky. The golden print was like a mountain as it descended, and it was less than 100 feet away. The ground around Wang Lin cracked and was pushed down. Interesting, Xian Luo suddenly smiled. He raised his right hand, casually raised his finger, and pointed at the golden print. The golden print stopped 30 feet above their heads. After the golden print was stopped, it flashed violently and suddenly moved again. However, it rapidly shrank until it was only the size of a palm, and floated before Wang Lin. The golden print burst. This sound seemed to contain intelligence, it seemed to be trembling in submission. This thing now looked corporeal and had become a treasure. This suddenly change startled Unifang, who was about to attack again. He hadn't seen Wang Lin do anything. Wang Lin had just retreated 1,000 feet and sat down. The golden print had actually just stopped in the air. Tang Shan was also startled and stopped the seal her hands were forming. She was going to do her best to protect Wang Lin, but this sudden change shocked her. The two of them were only shocked, but the sovereign was dumbfounded, and his eyes were filled with terror. He couldn't believe what he was seeing, and he subconsciously rubbed his eyes. The shock in his heart was even more intense than when he saw Wang Lin use the Li Guangbo. How can this be? This is impossible. What I used was a spell, not a treasure. That golden print was formed by my spell. It is an illusion. It shouldn't exist. It was formed by the power of my spell. How can it become corporeal and turn into a treasure? This kind of thing is impossible, impossible. The sovereign trembled. Others might now know what it meant, but he knew. To turn an illusory spell into something corporeal. This kind of ability to change the world. The sovereign's face turned pale and he subconsciously took a few steps back. The shock bursting inside him was strong enough to break his mind. He had never felt this much fear before. No matter how panicked he was before, it could not compare to now. He didn't understand, couldn't imagine, or to be more accurate, he didn't dare to guess. This is something only Master's big brother, one of the 9 sons of the immortal astral continent, could do. The sovereign's heart trembled. He was completely frightened by this. In the distance, Unifang saw the sovereign's expression and looked at the golden print floating before Wang Lin. His eyes were filled with terror, as if he had thought of something, and he suddenly bowed his head. However, his expression was clearly seen by Wang Lin, who was paying close attention. This video will end here.